Thank you for joining me today at Servant Crafts. My name is Carla, and today we're going to be working on an Amigurumi cat, or a crocheted cat doll. This is being made at the request of my daughter's coworker. She's asked that I create her a cat that looks like their family cat for when her expected baby arrives. So we have chosen the pattern, Frida the Friendly Cat. It is from Bunnies and Yarn on Etsy. You can go there and purchase the pattern and download it and make along with us, or you can just enjoy the creation of this beautiful little family cat. I hope it will be loved for many years, and we ask that St. Francis, the patron saint of all those who love animals and all created things, all of nature, we ask him to work along with us and to guide our steps in every way. St. Francis, pray for us. Little tutorial so you can see just how easy it is. Single crochet is going to go in between these two stitches from the row below. I've made myself a little 20 stitch set of single crochets here to work on. It's much easier to work on the second or third row than it is on the first row. So for a single crochet, your hook is going to go in between these two stitches right here from behind and pull it through. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. That's it. That's a single crochet. So again, go in the space between the 2 stitches, pick up yarn from behind and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Again, in between the 2 stitches, pick up yarn from behind. You have 2 loops now, yarn over and pull through both loops. Now, to do a single crochet increase, you're just going to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So insert the hook between the 2 single crochets, pick up yarn from behind, yarn over, pull through. Now go back in this same space that you just were, go in, pick up yarn from behind and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. So I've now made 2 stitches in the 1 space. Let's do that again. Single crochet, insert between the 2 spaces, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Go into the same space again, pick up the yarn from behind, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that is a single crochet increase. You just simply do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So now let's do a single crochet decrease. You do a lot of these to create your shape of your sculpture. So, and again, a single crochet, go through the space between those 2, pick up the yarn from behind and pull through. Don't finish the stitch. Now you're going to go into the space between the next 2 stitches, pick up the yarn from behind and pull through. Now you have 3 yarns on your hook, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that decreases those 2 stitches into 1. Let's do that again. A single crochet is going to go in between the 2 stitches, pick up the yarn from behind and pull through. And because we're doing a decrease, we're going to do the same thing to the next stitch. In between the 2, pick up the yarn from behind and pull through. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. That's it.
All right. Here is Mr. Kitty Cat's foot, and isn't it appropriate that I have my Mr. Kitty Cat to help? This is the first paw. This would be like a back paw, and this is how it turned out. We need to make another one, so let's go ahead and get started on the next paw. And all right, so here we're going to start the next paw, and this, you can see what I've got, what I use, what I have out. I have a pair of scissors, I have an extra friend, and I keep track of my rows in this little notebook, and the pen, which is currently stuck. Okay. I keep track of my rows on my tablet. So I either make hash marks or I make numbers 1 through, like this paw is going to go row 1 through 26, and then I just tick off the rows that I have done. That helps me to keep track. And then when I'm going back like this and I'm doing it a second time, I'm now going to just tick the opposite way so I don't have to write it a second time. And this pattern says to begin with white, with the white yarn, and we're going to make an MR. The abbreviation MR stands for magic ring.
All right, I just wanted to catch you up here on how far we've gotten on this cute black and white kitty cat. Here he is. He actually stands up on his own. He's not stuffed yet. I've opted not to stuff him yet. If I can fold him over a little bit, it's a lot easier to work on him. But I'm in the stages of going around and around. I attached the legs together, and as you can see, I think you can see down in here, I have a gap. So I have this extra piece of black thread yarn that I did not weave into the leg there when it said. So I am going to use that now with my darning needle and just kind of stitch that together so there isn't a gap. Then I will continue on. Now, unlike the pattern, I've chosen to give this kitty a little white tummy because I'm actually modeling my daughter's co-worker's cat, and she sent me a picture. I'll try to put that up in the corner there so you can see the picture of the cat, and it appears that he has a white tummy in with all of his black fur, so I'm adding that in there, a little different to the pattern, but still the same. Okay, let's see. I better put on my glasses so that I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, and everywhere that I see a little gap, I'm just going to stitch across that gap and close it up. So I obviously did something wrong because I can tell you that these patterns that she makes, and I will get you the link, of course, for that as well, are very, very good. So obviously I did something wrong when I was putting the two legs together, but as you can see, most of the things that can go wrong can also be fixed. So just fix them. Our little cat is coming along so far. I just wanted to let you see how the cat's body has turned out. Now, as I sew the head on, I will continue to stuff more stuffing into both the head and the body. But here he is. There's a lot of just fuzz on him from the stuffing. We'll get that all picked off once we're done stuffing him in all his different places. But there he is. And now we're ready to start his head. So I thought I'd have you join me for that. All right, and to begin, we're going to make the magic wings. Okay, this is how far I got on the head. I've completed all of the increased rows, and now I'm working on the rows that stay the same number, so it'll begin to get round. When I get down to about 30 rows or so, we'll be attaching the safety eyes, and that's always a fun part, so I'll make sure that I get you back on that. See you back then. But I think it looks a little bit like a penguin right now until we get the rest of the head going and stuff. It'll look right. Now, because I'm making this for a child, obviously, I want to make sure that everything is really, really secure. So I'm going to go in, see, this is the inside. I have just drug my color change yarns across, and what I'll do is I'll cut this in half, and then I'll tie them to each other down the sides here. If you can see that down the side, I'll tie them to make sure that they're really secure. Children and their tiny little fingers, it's amazing what they can do sometimes. So I always like to make sure that my things for children are extra safe. So the instructions are to insert the safety eyes between row 25 and 26, which I've counted that this is row 25, this is row 26. So the post is inserted there between a stitch, and it said 15 stitches apart. Now, this is my center stitch, so I counted 7 this way and 7 this way. This one is 7 stitches, but when I put this one 7 stitches, it looked like it was too close, and it looked like the eyes were not quite right, so I just moved it over 1 stitch. So let me show you safety eyes. This is what this particular safety eye looks like. It is an amber eye, and it has this nice long post, and the post does have kind of some, I don't know, it's almost like it's a screw, so it's almost like it's turned a little bit, but they're not. And that is to hold the back on, and this is what makes them a safety eye, is this back. So you're going to take the safety eye at the back, and you can see if you look at this, the back, it's kind of a concave this way and convex this way. So it's out on this side and in on this side. So what you want to do is put the where it bumps out, you want to shove that down, and I don't want to do that on this one because I don't want it locked on there. And these little kind of spaces, stick outs here, are going to grab onto these little barbs kind of, and that's what makes the eye much more difficult to get out for a child trying to do that. So I've got these eyes set in. I've pushed the yarn down and as close to the eye, the back of the eye, as I can. I'm going to put it with the curved side like a dish up towards me, and I'm going to snap that down until it locks in place as far as it can go. And now you can see that that safety eye is very difficult to pull out, because not only are you fighting against these little screw type lines there, but you'd have to get, if you couldn't move it, you'd have to get that such a large bit through the fabric, and that just isn't going to happen. So let's attach this other eye. I want to get it down as tightly to the eye as I can. Again, I'm putting it in like the dish shape is going in, and I'm going to snap it down. These are easier than some of the other eyes I have. The smaller eyes are harder. Snap that down tight, give it a tug, make sure it's not going anywhere, and there are the safety eyes. Certainly safer than just an eye stuck in there, but not perfect. I always send the things with safety eyes with a caution, just saying, you know, keep an eye on the child when they have it, and preferably for children 3 and up. All right, here we are. We have the body done and stuffed for our cat, and here is his head. Now, we're getting ready to add his nose. That is done with the pink yarn, and we'll be stitching that in there. It also says in the pattern to stuff the head and then add the ears after that. I think I'm going to opt for adding the ears and then stuffing the head, because with those added on pieces, they can sometimes become loose and hazard, especially for small children. So what I want to do is to be able to attach the ears and then turn the head to the inside here and be able to really tie them securely with a good knot right there. And I can't do that if it's stuffed. So, and that's the same thing. She recommends stitching down the nose, or stitching the nose on with the yarn after it has been stuffed. The head has been stuffed. And like I said, I am going to opt for not doing that, and so that I have the opportunity to really fasten and tie this yarn that I'm going to add as the nose on the inside. I've made one arm for the cat, and now we're ready. We're getting ready to start the second arm. Here's the first one. and I thought I'd just videotape most of making it so that you can just see how easy this is and easily follow along with the pattern of just increases and decreases. I will not be giving the exact pattern or anything because I do want to respect Bunnies and Yarn, their pattern. So here we are. We are at this point, you know, in the paw, and we need to change colors. So I thought I would show you one way, the way that I change colors. So when I'm going to change colors, I begin the stitch with the old color, and you go in, yarn over and pull through. Oops, I got more than yarn over and pull through. Now it's at this point that I'm going to introduce the new color, and I just make a loop with the new color, and I'm going to loop it in through and finish the stitch with the new color. Now I can tug on the white to get that tight and tug on the black and get that tight as well. And then you just carry on with the new color. So that's actually my first stitch in this round. So I want to mark it. Stitch with the black, and from then on I'm going to be using the black. Now when I finish this round and the next round, I'll go to the inside and cut this yarn off here because I don't need any more. When I finish a couple rounds, then I'll go to the inside and I'll tie these two strings together. That just allows me to be secure that they're not going to come apart, that nothing is going to assembling our cat. We have two ears, which I've tied together so that I didn't lose them. I have the two arms. We have a tail. We have a collar. This is the collar, and a tag for the collar. We have his body and the head. Now I'm going a little bit out of sync with the pattern here because I want to attach the ears before I have the head stuffed. So the pattern just says attach ears, and so it doesn't say any particular place. So what I've done is I've tried to kind of fold the head in half because it looks to me like the ears in the photograph are going to go just back of the, of halfway